What's going on, guys? Jay West here. Welcome to Jay West Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at Stratos from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse Collection. Another new Eternia figure. Ones I dig so very much. I like the new Eternia wave. Those figures they just knock it out the park. It's like the old figures with a little something new that we've never seen before. So that's that. I love just some of the things that they're doing with this line, and making something old feel fresh. So gotta take a look at Stratos right here on the side, looking all majestic. Look at that, and then him on the back. The once majestic mystic mountains now lay scattered in ruins, shards across the oceans of Eternia. Stratos reforms Avion as a nest of island outposts, protecting ships from pirates, marauders, and worst of all, Merman and his sub-oceanic monstrosities. Through hardship and turmoil, Stratos proves to be the most resilient of New Eternia's warriors. Cool. All right. Let's see if I can spot anything. A lot of bird people. I don't know what that pterodactyl looking thing is right there. But no hints for any other figures that I could tell except for that. So that's cool. Looks really good. I like the box art. I'm not in love with it, so I could probably trash this one, but it is nice. Okay, so let's take a look at the figure. Since I already opened this guy up, he's pretty much going to be complete. There is a little bit of assembly required, so you have to put on his little mask thing here. Let me take that off real quick. So basically it comes with this little, like this mask, this ventilator, I guess that's what you call it. Put it on his face and on his belt. And then you got your boy Stratos here. Let me see. Jetpacks. I don't remember. It's been a few days since I opened him. I don't remember if I had to put the jetpacks on the back or not. But yeah, he's going to come with these nifty little jetpacks. That reminds me of the 2000 Stratos. Remember, he had the jetpacks, and then he had the ones on his legs, which actually made the figure look really cool. I wish they would incorporate that into this figure, because it almost looks like 2000 Stratos. It almost does, except without the mechanics on the arm and on the calves. But he looks really good. Usually Stratos is kind of a boring character, but kind of like Roboto. But this Stratos actually looks really cool. This is probably one of my favorite versions of this character, aside from 2000. Yeah, he looks really good. And then he's got all that sculpting detail on the fur and on the feet. He looks awesome. And I love this. I love the loincloth, how it's two different colored blues. So it's like a lighter blue at the top and a darker blue at the bottom. Love that. Something different with Stratos, man. Those wings on his arm. I always hated those because they're always in the way. Now they're articulated. These are genius. So okay. So instead of having them be like one solid piece of feathers, there's two now, and it moves and it's articulated, and you can move it around with the arm and it's not in the way, and it just works out so much better. That's why I definitely wanted to review this figure, because I wanted to talk about how much of an improvement that was overall out of any Stratos figure I've ever seen. So that's really cool. The only part that really gets on my nerves though is this piece here. It's just sticking up like this. It's just weird. It would just either stay down or stay up. I don't know. This is just clunky to me. I feel like it should be somewhere. Let me look at the package here. Yeah, it just kind of like sits on his waist. It doesn't click into anything. It just sits there, and I feel like it's just, maybe it's too big. I don't know. I wish it like clipped on and stayed more onto the belt. Other than that, that's my only gripe. Everything else about this figure looks really cool. I like this little piece here, this little red piece on around his neck. Face sculpt. I mean, you can't really mess up Stratos. He's not much of a face, so it's got that little. I always thought he was kind of like an ape man, but an ape bird man. I don't know. He always had like an ape face. But you know, that's just me. Looks really cool. Like something about this figure just really pops now. You know, like it's not like, oh, this is Stratos. Like, no, this is Stratos, man. He looks really good. I'm really impressed with these new Eternia figures. I really am. So now that we got the face pretty much out of the way, it's got the, you know, standard red helmet, blue goggles, and then just the exposed face with the beard. We're gonna cover that up with this mask here. So that's gonna slip over his head. Gonna slide that down to go over his mouth. And then this little piece here, this peg goes into the front of this. And then you just pop that in there. And voila, you got a little breathing apparatus for Stratos when he's flying. So let's go over articulation. Let's try to get him into like a flying pose here without these things getting in the way. That's so awesome. All right. So like if he wanted his wings up like this or his arms out like this, so you can, it's a weird flying pose, I know. Turn his arms up like this. Do like a Superman flying pose, how about that? We'll do a Superman flying pose. Turn his arms up like this, like this. Okay, so you have Stratos flying, he's got his breathing apparatus. So, articulated, doesn't get in the way. You could move him up, you can move him, like, look at that. That's cool. So yeah, so arms, a great range of movement on the arms because they're on a ball joint. And then you have the bicep swivel here. Then you have double joints at the elbows. Then you have the swivel and the hinge at the wrist. These guys are articulated, so there's one going to be wrapped around his bicep here, and then this part's going to be around the wrist. And then this articulates from the inside. You'll see like a little, I don't know if you guys can see that. So it's on like a little swivel, and you can turn it like left and right. So there's that. And then the torso is on a ball joint. So mine's really tight. Wow, yeah, it's super tight. So yeah, torso, it's really tight up there. And then you got the swivel at the waist. And then you got the ball joints at the thighs here. So you can get them about that high. So that's not gonna hinder it too much because it's the way it's like set up. You're not gonna hinder leg movement going left and right. Forward, yeah, it might be a problem. Then you got the thigh cut right here. Then you have the double joints at the knees, and then you got the boot cut, even though he doesn't, you know, it's standard. He doesn't have boots, but he's still got the boot cut. And then hinges and rockers at the ankle. Looking like a boss. He looks awesome. Something about this, I like this Stratos. I really do. I really like this figure. I don't know, maybe it's just the colors, how the colors go together with the grays, with the blues and the reds. It just looks really nice. And then that breathing apparatus piece, it's a really nice touch. And then he comes with his staff. I don't know if it's still the staff of Avion or not, but he's got this cool staff right here, translucent green, and then it's just painted gold. So there's that. And then, let's see, I am missing a few things here. Let me just put this, well, I'm gonna hold it in his other hand. I always put everything, I always have a tendency to put everything in the right hand. Maybe somebody's a lefty, I don't know. I don't know, maybe Stratos could be a lefty. So I'm gonna put the staff in his left hand. All right. And then we got your boy Stratos right here. And then Stratos is also gonna come with two, put him in the wrong hand. Two like open hands, and you can have the, I guess if you want to have him fly in the Superman pose, you can have his hands out like that. So there is Stratos. So that's these new Eternia figures. I can't wait to see more of these new Eternia figures. They're killing them. They're killing it right now. Like this year's waves are dope. They got some really cool stuff coming out, and I can't wait to see more. So that's gonna wrap it up for this review. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace and love, and I'm out.